Hello and welcome to this session where I'm going to introduce you to the Hot Cross Bun. The Hot Cross Bun is a model of our psychology. There are 4 domains to our psychology, and when we have an understanding of these 4 and how they are all interacting and talking to each other and with each other in any situation, really helps us to gain deep insight into our own unique psychology, and therefore also have the tools to be able to develop our mindset, manage our thoughts and behaviors in a positive direction. So there are 4 domains. We have our thoughts, we have our feelings or emotions, we have our behaviors, and we have our physiology. So that's anything that happens in our body. So whether that's tightness of chest, our energy levels, headaches, sleep, appetite, all things in the body. So thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and physiology. And when we find ourselves in situations where we are having negative thoughts, or we're feeling very anxious, or we're not choosing the behaviors that are serving us, or we're feeling physiologically not at our best, we need to be aware of that and know what techniques we can potentially access and apply to change our state. So if I have a thought that I'm going to have a terrible day, it doesn't surprise me that my energy levels start to drop. I'm probably going to start dreading the day as well. So that changes my emotional state. My behavior might be that I choose to stay in bed. And this is just one simple example. I'm sure you can identify your own patterns that might be in place. The good news is I can do different things to get me out of this state. I can change my thoughts. I can start thinking about alternative, balanced, challenging thoughts to the ones I'm having. So if I'm telling myself I'm going to have a bad day, I can change that to I'm going to have a good day. I may not believe that, but I can change it. I could challenge by saying, well, why is it going to be a good day? And that starts to shift and pause that thought and starts to help engage us in what we're thinking. So we need to start changing the thoughts. That in turn can shift our mood. It can allow us to choose a different behavior. So instead of turning over, I might get out of bed as soon as my alarm goes off and face my day. The very consequence of doing that will boost my energy. If I'm struggling to change my thought, however, which can often be the case, what we can do is try and access via the behavioral route and say, I know I want to roll over right now. I know I'm dreading my day, but I'm going to force myself to get up. I'm going to force myself to do that thing that I may be avoiding, whether that's phoning that client, providing that piece of feedback to someone that I'm feeling uncomfortable about. We can choose to not avoid it. Even if we're thinking negative thoughts about it, we can override those thoughts, acknowledge them, but still choose a different behavior. That in turn gives us back control. We're doing something constructive and positive. That in turn boosts our energy. It will shift our thoughts as well, just by the very nature of doing it. And our emotions will change. Or at least I'm doing something about it, gives a sense of confidence. It reduces the dread and the fear. If changing your thoughts are a struggle, and if changing your behavior is a struggle on any occasion, which it might be the case, the other area that we can access is the physiological one. If we're feeling high levels of anxiety and stress, and that is leading to shallow breathing, increased heart rate, we can shift that very quickly without having to look at our thoughts or behaviors and just breathe. By slowing down our physical state, our thoughts will slow down. It will become easier to challenge them, change them, and to choose a different behavior. So we can change our physical state through breathing. We can also change our physical state through movement. So if we are sitting down and feeling agitated, getting up and moving and changing our perspective from a physical sense can really help to shift our thinking as well. It can help us to choose a different behavior through thinking what might be a behavior that we could access right now. So just physically changing where you're at can influence the other areas. It can change our mood as well. That shift in body can make a difference. Another thing that we can do is we can maybe do something more deliberate in our exercise. Rather than just moving, we could actually take a yoga class, do a stretch, go for a run. By doing something in our body and being in motion, it changes the way we're engaging with our thoughts. So that's a fantastic way of changing our psychological state when we want and need to. The other area that we have an ability to access is the emotional domain. It's very easy to be in turmoil when our thoughts are racing and we're not doing the things that we feel we should be doing and need to be doing. That can be very anxiety provoking. So if we're for any reason struggling to shift our thoughts, shift our behaviors or our physiological state, we can access through the emotional portal, if you like, and think about changing our mood. We can go in our mind's eye to a happy, joyful, peaceful place. It's quite handy to have a suite of different places that we can go to within ourselves that will alter our emotional state. And when we're feeling scared, if we go to that particular room in our minds, or however you feel would be helpful to see it, we can feel calm and safe in that place within us. It can quieten down that emotional turmoil that we're experiencing. We can maybe have a room that we go to that boosts our energy, that is full of joy and excitement. And we just go and take residence there and access that emotion or set of emotions that take us out of the here and now and put us in a better, more energized place. And we can do all four of these in conjunction with each other. We don't have to choose just one. The more focus you can put on trying to actively change from a negative state into a neutral or positive one, the better. But just to recap, we've got our four domains: thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and physiology. All four are talking to each other at any one time. So when things are going in a negative direction, it can cascade and get out of hand quite quickly into a negative cycle. We have power to slow that down, halt that negative cycle, neutralize and push it into a positive direction by accessing any of those four areas or all of those four areas and shifting our psychological state whenever we want or need to. I hope you enjoy gaining insights into your unique psychology. Look out for patterns, look out for triggers, build a toolbox of rooms that you can go to, things that you can do behaviorally, some statements or thoughts that you can draw on quickly and easily to shift the direction of your thoughts. If they're going in a negative direction, what can quickly bring you back to a positive direction? Think about things that you can do physiologically in different situations that can shift your mood, your energy levels, and your thought process. And then you are getting yourself prepared for any eventuality and having tools at hand that you can draw on quickly and easily. Thank you so much for joining this session.